Hi, everybody. I want to say thanks again for your support of St. Lawrence and go a quick once over of the financial report that was mailed out to our parishioners to help explain and to offer some additional insights. The as you go through the letter, there's a great list of what's happened and some top level highlights here in the beginning part. Then at the bottom again, I've highlighted a wish list of future projects. If we're able to continue saving money and building up our own capital reserve, if we inherit some money bequests, we'll be able to tackle some of those projects. And some of them are particularly of interest to the people. We've spent a lot of time talking about handicap accessibility to the lower church hall that we use for different events, as well as the ongoing saga around our air conditioning system that mostly works and sometimes doesn't, and our heating system that continues to age. So just knowing that those things will need to be tackled going forward. The second on the back page there, just I want to reiterate that invitation that we have you've seen our staff expenses grow as the parish has grown, our mass attendance has grown, and part of that is the accompaniment and the instruction that's needed to help people celebrate sacraments. So if you or someone you know that's connected to St. Lawrence is missing confirmation, they need to get their marriage blessed in the church again, we want to make sure people are welcome to approach us and to know that we'll be more than happy to walk with them and finish those sacraments and make whatever arrangements people need for that. The tables that came on the second pages of the mailing, there's the 3 year table, the run through, and hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory. I just want to highlight that the ordinary income from Sunday collections and other one-time donations and stuff is all up there in the very top chunk. And you could see that growing from left to right from 2023 to 4 to 5 for the fiscal year. So July 1st to June 30th of 2023, and then of 2024, and then of 2025. The expenses, you can see them going up, and one of the big changes there for fiscal year 2024 and 2025, you see that the salaries and benefits, that's related to us picking up a second priest when Father Anthony arrived to be with us. So we're very blessed by that, but you can see that the cost that's incurred there as well. And then there was an increase in pastoral expenses. That's rectory operations and other projects as we started doing more things. It's our investment in youth ministry and youth projects and things like that that Father Anthony's been involved with. And we've all seen the fruit of that growing in our parish, the increase in altar servers, the activity around youth group, and things of that nature. The buildings and grounds is pretty self-explanatory. You can see there was a big uptick in 2024 by about $10,000 more in maintenance. You can also see utilities bumped up as you're all familiar with that. But from 2024 to 2025, we were able to keep our utilities pretty stable, which is a great savings for us. And then the archdiocese assessment, again, there's a note on the next page, the last page, that mentions that we currently don't pay that. In fiscal year 2025, we didn't pay that, but starting in next year, in fiscal year 2026, we will be paying 50% of that. So you're going to start to see that creep in and eat into some of our financial reserves as well. So you can see the total income, the total operating expenses, and then the capital campaign contributions. And essentially, what you see is that those campaign contributions really added up to help cover the shortfall as we were no longer using the second collection for to help fund the operations of the parish. And you can see the big gaps in numbers, the big deficits in 2023 and 2024 at the very bottom line. And those, of course, are as we paid out for renovation expenses in the church and moving forward. And so hopefully you can see that in fiscal year 2025, when all was said and done and collected, we were only short by $6,000. So we're basically running it at break even that year. And so if we tighten our belts a little bit more this year and continue to hold steady or grow our income, we have every hope to be able to run in a surplus in fiscal year 2026 and start to build up those reserves that we need to really be a healthy parish, be able to tackle those different projects. And then the color graph here is really just going over fiscal year 2025, the very last year. So you can see the breakdown, and it's all pretty self-explanatory. Maybe just to highlight that the religious education expenses, that program really costs us more. That just covers the books that we order and the pamphlets we order for the children and the robes for confirmation, all that stuff. The salaries of the employees that help make that happen are all listed under salaries and benefits, but there's two full-time employees that help make that happen, a secretary, assistant, and then our director of religious education. You can also see under the pastoral expenses, that's explanation. That's all the things that we spend money on to make the parish run, the office and the worship in the church and all of those things. Our insurance and real estate taxes, insurance is only going to go up in future years given the way the market is. So we're cognizant of that and trying to make sure that we hold that in check as best as possible. And then you can see everything else sort of adds up together, totals up very nicely, and you get a sense of how we're spending on all those things. We're hopeful that we're able to reduce any other capital projects just into the maintenance budget and be able to really take that 10% of what's essentially you can see from the bottom line, it's essentially a $1 million budget. And if we can save that $100,000 that's listed in the graph as 10% capital expenditures, that would be a nice cushion for us to have building up going forward. And that's our goal for the next year and future fiscal years. Again, just an invitation to be here on Sunday at 3 p.m. December 7th for our parish town hall meeting. You're welcome to come with questions or concerns about that budget, looking for clarification. I don't know that I'll have every detail available to help explain, but I'm happy to get back to you with answers if I don't have them off the top of my head. And I am anxious to hear from you, how you are about this, how you feel about these things, and if you've got any advice or any other suggestions for how to improve the financial health, which really does facilitate all the ministry, all the outreach, all the work we want to do here at St. Lawrence. Thank you again. God bless you. And have a blessed Advent and a Merry Christmas.